Thank you, Ty. As Ty mentioned, it was my privilege to play soccer at St. Louis University here for Harry Keough from 1967 to 69. And the Keough family has asked me to say a few words on behalf of the St. Louis soccer community in a place I'm sure you all concur is just a little bit emptier today because one of our country's absolutely legendary soccer icons has passed away. And as I've said before, soccer royalty, indeed St. Louis royalty, has passed away. A grief counselor told our family that death is the end of a life, not a relationship. And I think we can all be assured that our memories of Harry will truly be everlasting. And when we recall those memories, it's always going to be with a smile. It has long been my opinion, and a lot of us here in this church, that any degree of popularity or a newfound cachet that the sport of soccer enjoys today in our country is directly attributable to what the city of St. Louis started well over a century ago. And the two teams that did the most to create and cement that national awareness are arguably Keough and St. Louis University. It is not a coincidence, I think, as a matter of fact, it's almost fate, that the name Harry Keough would be inextricably linked to both programs' rich histories. For Keough, he was always the calm, composed, central defender, never lost a head ball, found people out of the backfield. He played the game differently simply because he saw the game differently. And we, as young players, totally idolized the Keough teams. In particular, Val Pellizzaro and Harry Keough. Pat McBride, Ty mentioned him, he's in attendance, another Soccer Hall of Famer, National Soccer Hall of Famer, tells the story that the very first time he went to Fairgrounds Park to watch the Keough teams play, his dad pointed to Harry, watch number 5. He's the best player in the field. He's how the sport is supposed to be played. Now fast forward to 1967, when Harry and Val started to coach us here at St. Louis University. These guys were not without guile. They were superior to us in age, and they showed it many times, including at the end of every training session. At the end of every training session, we would play 2 games, 5-on-5, 6-on-6, something like that. Harry in one team, Val on the other. And we would play until Harry or Val, till their teams won, or midnight, whichever came first. Here at St. Louis University, the Jesuit credo has taught us to go forward and make a difference, to be men and women for others, and to not just do well, but more importantly, do good. Harry cultivated that atmosphere. You always wanted to succeed for Harry. As our leader, he was not just the head of our team, but its heart. In our current world of social media and the absolute rush to anoint everything celebrity, I think the selfless life of Harry Keough should really show us that you can't download integrity. You won't get character on a tweet, and wisdom's not going to come in a text. He was part of the greatest generation who grew up during the Depression and began with the United States Postal Service in June of 1948. He was 20, just home from the Navy, still single. Carried the mail on foot for 18 years until he made it to a supervisor position in 1966. Then his duties moved inside. His mornings then began earlier at 5 a.m., but his days were over by 1 o'clock. And fortunately for us here at St. Louis University, that meant he could have a second job. Keep in mind that playing and coaching soccer for Harry was never more than a part-time pursuit, but always a full-time passion. From the Spanish lot, to Blow School, with the Schumachers, Paul Schulte Motors, Keough, and of course, the United States national team. What a record. What an absolute legacy. 8 national titles as a player, 5 NCAA championships here at St. Louis University after coaching at Florence and Bell, 19 caps for the United States, including, of course, the most seminal date in the history of United States soccer, June 29, 1950, Belo Horizonte, Brazil, in front of a mere 10,150 at Mineiro Stadium, the United States defeats England in the World Cup. Captain of the Olympic team, refereeing and coaching well into his 70s. Gold medals at the Senior Olympics, which tied and mentioned he appropriately gave to his grandchildren. Husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, cousin, brother-in-law, player, coach, referee, master storyteller, razor-sharp wit. I think y'all remember the time when they showed the game of their lives for the very first time, the premiere at the Esquire Show on Lake Road. And I said, so Harold, what do you think? What do you think of Hollywood's version of the 1950 game? Well, dryly, after a moment's thought, Harry said, Billy, at least they got the score right. Success at every turn. So Bobby Ennis, Charlie Colombo, Butch Cook, Bill Luby, Ruben Mendoza, Gino Periani, Bob Rooney, Pee Wee Wallace. You've got the guy you need. Now you can go play anyway. Now I don't know if you're going to be at Fairgrounds, Heine Miney, Rondelet, Sportsman's Park, Public School Stadium. We all love to watch. As Jeffrey Douglas said in his book, The Game of Their Lives, which was about the 1950 World Cup game, the world needs more Harry Keoughs. Untroubled, life embracing, the son of a fine man and a mother who simply made things work. Those sort of things carry over. You remember them. And the cycle, like most all other cycles, carries on. And in this case, to an iconic, legendary, selfless, beloved man. Our sincere condolences to Alma and the entire Keough family. You can be assured and take solace in the fact that upon entering his final reward, Harry was greeted with, well done, good and faithful servant.
Ma'am, on behalf of the President of the United States and the Chief of Naval Operations, we, the United States Navy, present this flag, a token of our appreciation for the faithful and dedicated service of your loved one. Our hearts and our prayers go to you, your family, and your friends. Thank you, and God bless. Autograph. Present. Arms. Order. Arms.